Thank you for your valuable insights. While the Lux Arrow from the Rainbow possesses unparalleled power to sever the ambrosial arbor, it can't sever mortals' desire to prolong their existence. Just like how the Cloud Knights can eliminate the remnants of the disciples of Sanctus Medicus, but are unable to calm the hearts and minds of the people within the Alchemy Commission. Our Xianzhou forebears knew this well, and that's why they entrusted the duty of guarding the roots of the arbor to the Vidyadhara. However, the Vidyadhara are 30 years ago. My mentor served as Alchemy Commission's Cauldron Master. She recognized the emerging undercurrents and sought to cleanse the source of the disturbance. Unfortunately, even though she was skilled in the art of healing, she didn't understand the human heart or how to eliminate the sickness lurking within. And guess who arbitrated the case and handed down the sentence? None other than General Jing Yuan himself.
What?
You heard it right. The ones responsible for the corruption in the Alchemy Commission are not just the remnants of the disciples of Sanctus Medicus, but even the Divine Foresight himself. Alas, why is your face turning pale, Yanqing? Don't worry about it. I understand that when someone holds a position of power, they may sometimes have to make tough decisions. I won't hold any personal grudges against him. Besides, at our age, holding personal grudges is a luxury we can't afford.
Lingsha, you're back! I've been waiting ages for you.
Yunli! Why aren't you with your grandpa? What brings you to the Alchemy Commission? Well, let me take this opportunity to introduce you to Yanqing.
What a small world.
You stole my sword! Give it back!
I see. Let's skip the introduction part then.
Why do I keep bumping into you? Are you stalking me or something?
Of course not. Unlike you, Miss Yunli, I have important things to take care of. You, on the other hand, seem to have all the time in the world to wander around without returning my sword.
Grandpa used to say that a sword reflects its master. I talked to your sword, and it told me that you've been distracted. You hesitate when you should strike, and you struggle to stay calm when your sword is unsheathed. Now that I see you again, I realize your sword was right. It wasn't me who took your sword. It was you who lost focus.
Do you really expect me to believe that nonsense? I've been taking it easy on you because you're a guest from the Juming, but you're not taking the hint. Don't people from the Juming know you're supposed to return what you've borrowed?
Just look at this flying sword. Even if I gave it back to you now, it'd just be taken away again in a few hours. You know the Cloud Knight saying, a Cloud Knight must never let slip their weapon. Yes? Well, sure, I can give it back to you now, but on the battlefield, that's a whole different story. Poor flying sword.
Fine! You don't have to give it back, because I'll take it back myself!
Between these two, who do you think is tougher, Dan Heng? Don't get me wrong. I'm just curious.
Get ready to separate them.
It is my first day at the Alchemy Commission. A brawl is definitely not how I imagined celebrating it.
Well, since you don't approve, I won't draw my sword here.
I didn't mean it in that way. Since you've already drawn your swords, you'd be disappointed if you didn't get to test one another, right? I've received reports that the delves near the Alchemy Commission are still infested with abominations. Seems like my predecessors left quite a mess. So, if you two want to determine who's better, why not focus on them instead of each other?
Clearing out some abominations?
It's the Cloud Knight's duty to eliminate those abominations. You don't have to ask me twice, Miss Lingsha. I'll help you get rid of them.
Oh, you think you're the only one who knows how to behave? If Lingsha needs anything, I'll gladly draw my sword and help her out.
It's so heartwarming to see both of you being so sweet and caring. So then, shall we get going? Ever since the disciples of Sanctus Medicus were eradicated, their experimental abominations have been festering here. If you want a contest, I'll be the referee. The one who kills the most abominations within an hour wins.
Lingsha, as always, you're still an expert in making unpaid work sound so noble and grand.
It's for your own good, little Yunli. While you desire to compete against each other, I don't want to see either of you getting hurt.
That's really thoughtful of you, Cauldron Master.
So, are you both ready? Ugh. Looks like my predecessors let me say it again. The one who kills the most abominations. Be careful when you draw your swords, and make sure...
Can we start?
May song bring us victory. Harmony and unity.
The dice have been cast. Bust. Or maybe I'll take it all.
A one-time enemy! Strike with heart!
I need to be brave.
Eliminating threat.
How many can you block?
I didn't expect someone who can't even hold on to a sword to actually have some skill. You've got style with those moves, but you're not striking where it counts. It's such a shame to see you misuse your sword like that.
Sure, I'll play along. It's on me.
Time for sword play! Bladed flush!
Impressive. I'm not afraid of you. I want to protect everyone. Homie, that's your turn. It's okay.
All in.
Night. Stars echo.
Strike with heart!
I hit the mark.
Practice is over! Swords descend!
I need to be brave.
Annihilate. Stay back, Clara. Stay back, Clara.
How many can you block? Bladed flush!
Watch your head. The dice have been cast. Bust. Or maybe I'll take it all. All in.
Stay back, Clara.
I want to protect everyone. Homie, that's your turn.
strife in the world.
A one-time enemy. Strike with heart.
Watch your head.
Swordplay. Blade and strike. Swords descend.
Listen to the final song of life. Pressing it all together.
Annihilate.
How many can you block? Strike with heart.
Sure, I'll play along.
Night. Stars echo.
Swordplay. Blade and strike.
I need to be brave. I want to protect everyone. Holiness, your Torah.
As you command.
Strike with heart.
Hedge your bets. The dice have been cast. Bust. Or maybe I'll take it all.
Target threat index lowered. Hide.
How many can you block? Blade and strike. Practice is over. Swords descend.
See? Your technique was all over the place. And you relied too much.
All you did was chop down a few monsters.
Oh. Well, then I'll give you a chance.
If you're trying to pick a fight, just ask.
Well fought, my young friends. However, both of you have shortcomings. One of you focuses on dodging and weaving, while the other relies on brute strength, trying to take down targets with a single strike.
Who are you?
Me? I'm just a patient seeking medicine from the Alchemy Commission. A passerby, if you will. I thought I'd see my fill of impressive fights during the war dance. Yet here I am, able to witness a remarkable fight at the Alchemy Commission, of all places. Well, the Lawfu is never short of surprises. However, I have a small suggestion for you. Why don't you settle this dispute fair and square in the war dance's ring? That way, you can resolve your differences with a proper duel and put your grudges behind you.
Grudges? No, not at all. Yunli and I, we were just sparring.
Sparring? You summoned your flying swords and she swung her sword with full strength. No grudges between you. I don't believe it.
Aha!
What brings you here, Lady Feixiao? Have you finished your health consultation with the Dragon Lady?
Feixiao? Grandpa always talks about you. Could it be that you are...
The Merlin's Claw of the Xianzhou Yaoqing?
Looks like I'm quite famous on the Xianzhou Luofu, too.
Of course. Everyone has heard of the great general. Known to all, and unbeknown to none.
Great General? Isn't that title a bit too narcissistic? I don't like it. Ooh, I heard there's a dozing general on the Luofu, so I came up with a humble nickname for myself. The Lacking General. Lacking in worries, regrets, and rivals. Sounds much better, right?
Yeah, that's a befitting title that sounds both humble and impressive. Now that the sparring session is over, Yanqing and Yunli, shouldn't you politely thank General Feixiao for her guidance and bury the hatchet?
Here's your sword. Keep it safe. Or it might get taken away again. By the way, we haven't settled the score yet. I'll defeat you fair and square next time we fight.
This is how she apologizes? Now that I finally got my sword back, I should report to the seat of divine foresight. I'll take my leave, General Feixiao. Oh, by the way, Miss Linksha, if you've got some free time, I'd like to invite you to the seat of divine foresight for a chat with General Jingyuan. I think there's more to those personal grudges you mentioned earlier.
Thanks for stepping in, General Feixiao. Otherwise, I'd have had to knock them out with my incense.
Not at all. Just doing what you asked.
Sorry, but even a general needs to pay their bills. We don't do credit here. And let's not forget, you'd have been waiting decades for a chance to see the Dragon Lady if it weren't for me.
Well, you can always send the bill to the seat of divine foresight and say it's for mentoring those kids. After all, it was quite the effort splitting them up. I nearly had to get tough. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to find a spot and get some fresh air. Back already? You've met with Jing Yuan and wandered around for a few hours. So, what do you think?
It appears that the Divine Foresight is using this war dance as a show of strength to convince everyone that the Luofu is prospering after the Ambrosial Arbor crisis.
But... I know you're going to say but, right?
But the influx of people attending the war dance is like a breeding ground for disorder and rumors. One wrong move, and the Luofu could be in a world of chaos.
The Cloud Knights on the streets remain vigilant, so at the very least, General Jing Yuan is aware of this. As for other matters, I'm unable to say.
I'd prefer to be excused from future meetings with generals. I'm just a military healer. And now all of a sudden I'm thrust onto the center stage having cordial chats with two generals?
My work doesn't lend itself to being in the limelight either.
Just stop whining. At least you're in one piece, right? Before getting in touch with General Jing Yuan, I wanted to put aside my assumptions and see his momentum. That includes the overall bearing of the Cloud Knights on the street, what people are saying, and how those close to him behave.
The might of an army dwells not within its pawns, but within the force of its collective momentum. Recognizing this fact reveals the true measure of power. Thanks for enlightening me, General.
A perfectly clear statement turned confusing thanks to your translation. You've made me lose where I was now. Anyway, this is how I operate in battle, so you might as well get used to it.
Are you treating General Jingyuan as your enemy?
The longest-serving general of the Xianzhou Luofu. Do you think he'd have only a few enemies?
By the way, General, you met the healer lady, yes? Could you show me the medicine she prescribed you?
Well, the healer lady couldn't do anything about my condition. She just told me to enjoy some tasty food.
So not even the famed healer lady could help? Don't worry. I'll fulfill my promise and find a way to cure you. Actually, I've found some leads.
Well, life and death, Jiao Chou. It's all predetermined. Upon starting my military career, I made a pledge that the rest of my life would be dedicated to being the Xianzhou spearhead, hunting down the abominations of abundance till the end of my days. As long as I can fulfill that deep-seated desire, I don't care how long I live. You asked if I view General Jingyuan as my enemy. No. My real enemy has always been myself.
Enjoy some tasty food. So, what's for dinner tonight?
Jeez. You really know how to read the room, don't you?
You guys figure it out for yourselves. I'm due to catch up with an old war friend I've not seen for quite a long time.
Hey! Was that the Yaoqing general who just dropped in out of nowhere? Oh, she's so awesome! I mean, when Yun Li swung that massive sword, she just casually blocked her attack with ease.
Mine too.
Yeah. But to go up against Yun Li is quite impressive, you know? That aura of heroism and grace, it almost makes me want to learn Xianzhou swordplay. You think so too, right? Can't you put a little more enthusiasm into it?
Thanks for the kind words, Miss March. The war dance is coming up, and I've been chosen to represent the Cloud Knights in the ceremony. I've had my fair share of defeats lately, and even though I know there are always more skilled swordmasters out there, seeing General Feixiao's skills today has made me feel a bit uneasy again.
Don't underestimate yourself. After all, generals won't fight in the ring during the war dance. Just remember the state of mind you had when you single-handedly took on me and Blade, putting life and death aside. With that mindset, you can prevail against most challengers.
I see. Thanks for the advice, Master Danheng. By the way, now that today's events are over, General Jingyuan wants to invite all of you to the Seat of Divine Foresight. He has something important to discuss.
I bet it's about how to deal with the generals from the Yaoqing and the Zhuming.
I really don't want to get caught up in grown-up games so soon. I just hope Generals Feixiao and Huaiyan can see the truth. We don't need any more chaos on the Luofu before the war dance.
Need your extractor cleaned or your...
Earlier at the Palace of Astral, I introduced these guests from the Astral Express to you, Elder White. But with all the people around, we only exchanged pleasantries. Now, I'd like to officially introduce them to you. These three braved great dangers, accompanying me to perilous places, defeating the chief culprit Vantilia, and uncovering the conspiracies of the disciples of Sanctus Medicus. If you wish to know more, please.
Well, I skimmed through the reports about the Arbor's rebirth from the Master Diviner Huxuan. She's been summoned to the Yuchue, but despite all that, I believe in you. Since you joined the ranks, you have repeatedly, over the years, you've served the Alliance with loyalty and wisdom. You've taken down abominations in Thalassa. There are fools who doubt your loyalty. They're happy to see the divine foresight. But I've seen enough failures in my time.
So, General Feixiao of the Yaoqing is the only one investigating the...
No.
This old man's words always catch me.
The Marshal ordered me to come to the Xianzhou Laofu, but the document only said... No need for that. You're all important witnesses. The Marshal is well aware of Jing Yuan's purpose.
Thanks for your kindness and sincerity, Elder Huayan. But is it appropriate to tell everyone here about the Marshal's...
By introducing the Express's witnesses to me alone, aren't you aiming to discern the intentions behind both my actions and Feixiao's? And whether there's any discord between us? As for the Ambrosial Arbor crisis, all I need to do is listen. General Feixiao will be the one asking the questions. To be honest, I'm more concerned about the timely start of the war dance. Oh, by the way, I've prepared a gift for the war dance. Yes, it's this case. There will be numerous contests and the host will dispatch a skilled warrior to...
You humor me, Elder Huayan. The healer lady is just...
I'm no match to you when it comes...
What's this box for?
This sword case is intended for the War Dance's award. I don't mean to boast about our skills, but I've been wondering who would be worthy of such a sword. And then it hit me. Moreover, I hear that Yen Xing is an excellent swordmaster, and that he will be representing the...
Thank you for your generosity, Elder Huayan.
If you want to give me a sword, just say the word, Grandpa. No need to beat around the bush.
You've got confidence, my girl.
I know you're all about swords, Miss Yunli. It's just a shame that it's the sword that ultimately chooses its...
Yeah. And even if someone gets their hands on such a precious sword, it'll probably end up in...
The outcome of our duel at the Alchemy Commission is still up in the air. Since you're interested...
That's exactly what I had in mind. Nobody knows who's...
Not to be rude or anything.
While you both seem confident that you'll win, we don't know who the winner will be, and it might not be...
How does that make sense?
In my humble opinion, while a Cloud Knight, I'd be greatly pleased if this apprentice could represent the Express in the war dance. But...
Well, Elder Huayan's idea is quite interesting. Imparting swordplay skills requires teamwork, and both the winner and the loser will learn a valuable lesson regardless of the outcome.
Huh?
I noticed just now that Miss March seemed quite interested in the outcome of your...
Oh, wait. Are you serious, General? Why am I being dragged into this all of a sudden? I've never practiced swordplay before. I'm a total newbie. You really think I can learn it?
Things are already complicated enough as they are.
He strikes like lightning. Does Mr. Don Hong really need... As for Miss March, she's like a piece of jade in the rough, just waiting to be shaped.
I appreciate your kind words, General YN. But won't teaching me sword... Plus, I heard that each sword master...
That's considerate of you, March 7th.
Looks like March's curiosity has...
The whole point is to know each other's moves.
So Miss Yunli has already agreed.
General, I haven't graduated yet.
So you're admitting your defeat, huh?
Yang Qing, teaching an apprentice is also a way of honing your own skills and gaining insights. You've been an apprentice for years.
I see, General.
Now that Yang Qing has agreed too, it all comes...
It's up to you to make the final decision.
At least that way, I won't have to worry about you accidentally shooting me in the butt all the time.
Hey, I've never missed my target. Then I'm on board. Thank you for your kindness, General YN.
Great! Starting tomorrow, Yanqing and Yunli will teach you the basics of the club. Yunli and I will head out and purchase some sword practice equipment for Miss March. Think of it as a...
You're too kind. Wait, you're giving me... General YN's gone. Wait, why does something feel off about what we talked about? I think we strayed off.
Yeah, I brought you here because the General said he had some important matters to discuss.
Because... General... But from his point of view, we're no different since the crew's actions were mentioned in the Luofu's operations log, and he wants to see it for himself during the war dance, which is why he even dragged Yun Li into this.
Elder Huayan is... My apologies. Truth be told, I invited all of you to the ceremony because... in the coming weeks, I'll also invite all of you to a meeting with General Feixiao, where you may need to answer her questions and clear up any doubts she might have.
Don't worry, General. No matter...
Thank you.
General, I know there isn't much I can do to share your burden. As the Luofu ringmaster, I won't let anyone...
The illustrious Merlin's claw waiting for me? And for so long, too? It's quite an honor.
It's been 30 years since we last saw each other. Right, Yukong?
Yes. Back then, you were the vanguard of the Yao Qing's Verdant Knights, and I was a pilot of the Luofu's Rainbow Orbit Fleet. Who would have thought that upon meeting again, you... Well, I wouldn't say I haven't seen you in 30 years.
Still stable, I suppose.
That healer with the odd name and peculiar temperament.
Jiao Cho. He's been my retainer and personal healer. Given my background, I'm happy to...
I'm relieved to know that you're safe and sound. Well, as your friend, may I ask how the Alliance intends to punish the General of the Luofu?
The Arbor's rebirth has frightened the elders who lurk behind the scenes. Although the report from the Luofu explained all the details, we don't know if the Ruin Legion really invaded. As you know, the fugitive Jing Liu, who mysteriously disappeared many years ago, has resurfaced. The Luofu preceptor has also leveled accusations against Jing Yuan for neglecting the Alliance's principles. She asserts that Jing Yuan enabled the It is for these reasons that I have come here to the Luofu today. Well, duty calls. Perhaps I shouldn't have mentioned all of this to an uninvolved person. But since we once fought together, I didn't want to keep you in the dark.
I understand. I'm sorry. I was out of line. I know the Law Fu has enjoyed centuries of stability since the end of the sedition of Imbibitor Lunae. Unfortunately, for long-life species, enduring through the ages always culminates in a failure that undoes all—
That's true. And that's why I'm also here for another purpose.
Hule? You mean that Hule? The Borisin warhead?
The nemesis of the Foxians.
Usually, only emissaries from
The Foxians and the Alliance made a pact given the situation on the Law Fu. Those on the Yao. That's why I was sent here.
It's all bad news.
Well, not everything.
Tell me more.
The Verdant Knights followed the route you mentioned and However, someone had—
Our people?
No, neither.
I'm still feeling...
Did I oversleep?